Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, Nick Mason.
Welcome.
Thanks.
To you.
Oh, thanks.
I was talking to the listeners.
Yeah, welcome, listeners.
Welcome.
But also to me.
I mean, you could welcome me.
No.
Interesting.
I'm just not going to do that.
So neither of us are going to be welcome to our own podcast.
But I think people...
Is this a standoff?
People are welcoming us into their ears, and isn't that good enough?
No.
You want a literal welcome?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, we'll welcome each other.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Get stuffed. Now, that's a classic bit. That's a classic not welcome the other man to the podcast bit.
It certainly is, but everybody...
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Get ready for this because it's a huge week. We're
Huge
gonna,
week.
We're going to talk F1 and not Mithrigan. We didn't say it.
We didn't say
That's not
Mithrigan
doing
in
very
time.
well. But apparently it's all right.
It's okay.
People don't mind
It's
it.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, so F1.
This is Days of Thunder 2.
It is Days of Thunder 2, pretty much. Even though we are probably getting a Days of Thunder 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe not after this. I don't know. Would that be too close? We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got the news of the week. In the lead up to that, we're going to talk about a new director for Bond. And
A nude erector for Bond.
That's what I said.
Nude erector for Bond.
I
Is that
don't-
what Bond needs these
I
days.
don't welcome-
He's getting on a bit in years, and he needs a nude erector.
I don't welcome this crude
There's a bloody
language,
there's a pill
Mason.
there's a pill for that. There's a pill for that now.
Don't need it. Too good.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know about it. I don't even know.
We do get a lot of offers
Do we?
for erectile dysfunction
Is that
pills.
not just spam in the?
No. I mean, like brands being like, "Can you sell
Huh.
dick pills to people?"
Okay, to your audience of non-functioning dick
Yeah,
havers.
that's how they framed it. And I'm like, look, I think that's true of all of them.
Yeah, but I think all of our listeners whose dicks don't work, they're going on their own journey.
They're figuring it out.
They're figuring it out on their own.
But no, the actual fact, we don't advertise anything medicinal.
That's true.
Like, it's a lot of like weed gummies and stuff, and I don't care. Do whatever you want, but I'm not selling you medication.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyways, also some other rumors around Bond, including what the story isn't going to be, some actors that will or will not be considered.
Ooh.
Then we're going to talk about The Batman Part 2.
Oh, yes.
The movie, we got a trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps, the final trailer. Did somebody say The Social Network, but Part 2, sort of?
No.
Somebody said it because it's in the news.
Oh, okay, right.
So somebody's definitely been saying
Some
it.
newscaster of some
Some
kind?
newscaster
probably?
has been saying it.
Or
That's
some
right.
scurrilous rumour monger?
Maybe.
Wow.
And then, of course, in big potential Transformers news, Michael Bay might be returning to the franchise.
Was Skibbity Toilet all a front? Probably not, because they...
No, he's producing that or something.
Okay, right.
He says he's not directing Skibbity Toilet.
Okay.
But he would have his dirty hand in it.
He would, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Time Codes Below as mentioned. Rob Colleagues, who edits this, he puts them there if you don't want to jump to anything particular. But Variety have confirmed that the next Bond director is Denis Villeneuve, who of
right.
course directed Dune 1, Dune 2, soon to be Dune 3.
Soon to be Dune 3.
Blade Runner 2049.
That's right.
Prisoners.
Enemy.
He's the best.
Yeah,
he's an incredible director.
And his movies are finally making money, so they're like, let's put him
All
on a
right.
big money spinner.
Yeah.
He's also worked with a lot of Bond alumni, but I guess that is kind of the way this bloody Hollywood system goes. You know, he's worked with Léa Seydoux.
That's true,
He's
yeah.
worked with bloody Javier Bardem.
Oh, yeah, he was a Bond
He's
man.
worked with others.
He worked
you know?
with other actors,
He's worked
hasn't
with
he?
others, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
That's right.
He watched a Bond movie, I reckon.
I bet he's watched
Yeah.
a Bond movie, yeah. With his frat bros. You know what he's like.
Yeah. So he said, some of my earliest movie-going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond films with my father ever since Dr. No with Sean Connery. I'm a diehard Bond fan. To me, he's sacred territory. I intend to honor the tradition and open the path for many new missions to come. This is a massive responsibility, but also incredibly exciting for me and a huge honor. Amy, David, and I are absolutely thrilled to bring him back to the screen. Thank you to Amazon MGM Studios for their trust.
Amy Adams?
I don't know.
David Walliams?
David Zaslav?
David Walliams.
David Williams.
Yeah, he's the new Bond.
Is he?
Yep.
Great. He's great. Isn't he great? Isn't he great, Mason?
mean...
Some people think he's great.
Some people think he's great.
No one here. Variety have also said that they're looking for someone under 30 and specifically ruled out Henry Cavill.
Ooh, he's out.
He's
Sorry,
like
Henry
42.
Cavill fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get back to Highlander. Aaron Taylor-Johnson.
Ooh, he's out.
Get back to Morbius or whoever you
yeah.
play. And Idris Elba. Get back to Luther.
That's right.
Idris Elba's like 52, so that makes sense,
Yeah,
I guess.
sure.
He would have been good 10 years ago. But
What's he doing recently? Because he's on Chicken Shop Date.
he was, what was he from
What
promoting?
was he promoting? Yeah.
Probably the Suicide Squad.
No, it's he's in that movie where he and John Cena are the president and the prime minister.
Me and John Cena, the president and prime minister, are going to do action flip.
They've got to do action flip.
Yeah.
I think they're too old to do action flip.
Is this
honestly.
a real movie?
Yeah, it's called Heads of State.
They do action?
James, how could I ever invent something?
Do they do action flip together?
I bet they do.
Is it an action movie?
Yes.
Cool, man.
US President Will Derringer and British Prime Minister Sam Clarke have a not-so-friendly and very public rivalry. However, when Air Force One gets shot down over enemy territory, they find... And the cuts off, so I'm going to assume
action
love.
flip.
They find love on a
And
desert
action
island.
flip.
They do an action flip on a desert island and they fall in love.
That's wonderful, actually. 3 actors on Amazon.
Oh, Jack Quaid's in it,
Oh, that's good.
and Carla Gugino,
Oh, that's good.
and Paddy Considine.
That's good.
These are good. These are good stuff.
3 actors on Amazon.
Stephen Root is in it from News Radio.
That's fun.
I agree.
You're going to love this, Mason.
Go on.
3 actors on Amazon's wish list. Harris Dickinson, who was in Baby Girl.
I don't hate it.
Jacob Elordi. He was Elvis recently.
And Frankenstein.
And Frankenstein and
Saltburn.
And Saltburn, yeah.
Yeah.
Australian also.
That's true.
He does look like a smug prick as well.
Yeah, I was initially against it because, again, he's the size of Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
But also he has the smugness.
smug
He has
prick.
the private school smugness.
Yeah. And
right?
you need that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that though. There has been an Australian Bond before, and of course Tom Holland. This is not a joke. He's been
Come on,
mentioned-
man. Yeah, I know. But come on, man.
I don't think it's going to be Tom
No,
Holland,
I don't
right?
think so either.
He was already young chartered.
Yeah.
He's already a young man.
I guess he could be young Bond, but again,
He's 30 also.
and Bond needs to be a little bit imposing.
not stirred.
He needs to be a little bit.
not stirred. Excuse me, Shaka not stirred. He's jumping up trying to get.
Yeah.
Over
And the
the bar.
bartender's like, no, I guess
Shaka not stirred.
I'll get out my martini shaker for mice.
Today's-
Here we go.
This is him jumping up. Trying to get on the chair. Tom Holland. James Bond. God bless you, Tom Holland. We love you. We
That's
hope
right.
you get the job.
Do we?
Yes.
Do you hope that?
Kind of.
Okay. All right. Where have these names come from?
Variety.
Okay, but where have they got them from?
Yeah,
They make them up?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
Apparently, Amazon were very interested in working with Nolan on Bond, even if it meant breaking a decades-long rule of allowing a Bond director to have final cut. But according to Puck, apparently Denis Villeneuve won't have final cut.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I don't even know if that's true. But
Yeah, no, I think that's probably why Nolan didn't take it. Because
Yeah.
he loves Final Cut. Pro.
no, he was going to get
Was
final
he?
cut. That's what they're saying.
I don't think is that true?
That's what Variety said. Yeah,
They're lying or you can't read.
both.
Great.
They're
Good.
lying, and I can't read.
That's great.
Now, Denis Villeneuve, of course, is directing, shooting Dune 3, set for a December 2026 release date. So this Bond movie is coming 2028 at the earliest. And that's if everything goes well, which it won't.
That's correct, yes.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess expect some kind of Bond announcement soon in terms of casting.
A Bond
and
announcement?
Bond announcement.
Sure.
What
What do you want to see in this, James? You want to go back to the 60s?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want him to be like, oh, I'm so sad. I've got issues. I've got generational trauma.
No, I want him to be like a full psychopath, like
Yeah,
he
for
is
sure.
in the
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
Well, we recently did a comic book club on what was that James Bond comic
It's called
book?
Your Cold, Cold Heart. It's through Dynamite Comics. It was written by Garth Ennis,
Yep.
who created The Boys.
Now,
So-
you could look at that at bigsandwich.co if
That's
you wanted
correct,
to.
yeah.
But that's an incredible comic. It's that's the worst Bond you've ever seen.
Yeah, I think all the Dynamite comic books,
Yeah.
Dynamite James Bond comic books are very good. So.
So there you go.
Yeah, I would like modern. But what I want, I think, modern Bond. I want a psychopath.
Yeah.
and I also just want missions. We've had enough of. He doesn't need an arc.
No.
He just needs to go on missions and shoot people.
And not cry about it.
That's exactly right. It's important.
So that's...
But I think after every action sequence, he
Yeah.
says, I'm not going to cry about it. But if you want to cry about it, that's okay.
But I'm not going to...
And here's some resources. And they put the links and
Oh,
stuff
he's
on
telling the
screen.
audience, not
yeah.
the-
He,
yeah.
They put he
That's
holds,
nice.
he holds up his card and it's got a QR code on it, and you scan it in
A
the theater.
QR code.
That's right, and you scan it in the cinemas, and we're all encouraged to have our phones out the
Yeah.
whole time for when he pulls the QR code out.
And it takes you to haveabigsook.gov.uk.
That's right. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I love that, James.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think that's good.
All right. So Bond, is it happening?
You're going to have to buy haveabigsook.gov.uk.
I can't. It's a government website.
They can put anything up.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer's going to put up something that'll really embarrass
He
you.
would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
He's always up to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mason,
Yeah.
here's a bit of news. After much news, The Batman Part 2.
Before do you have any thoughts about Bond? Any more thoughts?
No, I think I want him to take it back
Nice.
to a sinister, mean man.
For sure, yeah.
And I love that idea of just missions and his friend to nobody. Just that comic.
Do you want him to drive an Aston Martin car?
I don't care about any of that.
Well, it's too bad. He's driving an Aston Martin car unless another car brand offers more money.
Oh, like a Fiat.
Like a Fiat.
A Mercedes.
Yes.
Mercedes? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, do you care about what kind of style do you want him in?
I think for the
Do you want him to have a watch that shoots a laser?
Yes.
Or you don't want that stuff? You want it more grounded?
No, I want to watch it shoots a laser.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
What about a garrote watch?
Yeah, a grot watch for a grot.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, I do. I think they see again. We've talked extensively about the Bond movies, but I think they overcorrected with the last few to like bring it back more to an attempt to bring it aesthetically back to like classic Bond without. But keeping him as the kind of sad sack. So he doesn't have to have a little Walther PPK because Bond has a Walther PPK.
Yeah.
Like a modern Bond wouldn't do that.
No.
You know what I mean? Because it's a weird little funny little gun.
It's a funny little gun, but he can keep it in his sock or the front of his pants.
He can keep it in, exactly.
Plenty of room in
one
there.
in the sock, one in the front of the pant. 2 guns.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. So the Batman Part 2, Mason, the script is finished.
Oh, finally.
Matt Reeves posted on Twitter.
At least the first draft.
True. He's sitting with Mattson Tomlin, who he called his partner in crime. He did script.
What crime did they do?
They didn't say specifically, but I can't even say that.
Script theft?
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, Mattson Tomlin, in addition to script theft, he did script revisions on the original film.
I bet he did.
There was even talk about like what is going on with this. Is it even happening? Because we are also getting a DCU Batman. Isn't going to be this Batman? Probably not.
But maybe that's the surprise.
Maybe it is. Maybe the DCU was set further down the line. Than
That's
this
what
and whatever.
I like Robert Pattinson as Batman a lot. I think it would work. I think
you can make it work.
Yeah,
also.
and I think the Metropolis and the Gotham are stylized enough that they're just shy of being the real world. So I think they would work well together.
Yeah.
And I think we've even mentioned this in the podcast. You take the Pattinson Batman, you revise the suit so it's less homemade looking. You make it kind of cleaner and smoother. Lines. And then you make it very clear that this is 10 years into his journey as opposed to the Batman universe. And you make the delineation very clear.
Yeah.
And then you can just do both.
Yeah.
I think.
I do like the idea of hiring an enormous man, though.
Oh, like a Richardson.
Yeah, not necessarily him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cornsworth's huge.
Do you think we'll get a hint towards it in Superman?
I don't know about that.
Because
maybe just
people have seen it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
out.
true.
It's certain reviewers, not us.
No spoilers.
Must be nice.
No spoilers here, Mason.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet.
We don't know. But next week is Jurassic World 4, Jurassic Park 7. And then the week after is Superman.
That's right.
Are you looking forward to Jurassic Park 4, Jurassic World 7? Whatever it is.
I guess.
Yeah. Sure. God, this guy.
Pretty fun. You prefer an enormous guy.
Yeah, but I don't have to. I do whatever. Also, I can use angles.
It's not up to you,
Doesn't
James.
matter. I don't care.
It does. It's good that you don't care because it's not up to you.
Also, I watched.
You don't get a single vote.
I don't. That's good. I shouldn't. I watched the Batman on the way.
I also think you shouldn't.
Thanks. On the way to the UK last year. It's a fucking incredible movie. It might be the best Batman movie.
Agreed.
It might be. It's really good.
Yeah.
But also, like, Robert Pattinson's now like 40, so he was young. So you got to kind of
10 years too old to be James Bond.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't do it. Too much eyeliner.
That's right. 10 years too young to be old Batman.
That's true also. God, he's in the worst middle ground, isn't he?
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Right in time to be a weird creep, though.
That's true,
just play a weird creep on. A goblin guy.
He's in the Gyllenhaal creep zone.
Yeah, he's in that creep zone.
Tom Holland will be coming up on that.
He'll be nearly in the creep zone, you're right. I don't think he'll ever kind of fully devolve into a creep zone.
You don't think so?
No.
No. I think you got to stay lithe, then you get aged just a little bit.
Yeah,
so
right.
you're a bit like sickly because you've been doing too much Hollywood cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope he finally does that Fred Astaire biopic and he's all goblin-y for it.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that would be nice. Batman.
Batman?
The Batman.
The Batman, yeah. We don't even know if this is a the Batman universe.
That's true, yeah.
Which it doesn't seem to be. But we are getting a Clayface movie, but that's also set in the DCU, and we don't know what kind of Clayface. Presumably fantastical, because Clayface was also in
Creature
Commander.
That's correct. Yes, that's right.
God.
That's right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Great.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. So
the one thing that I will say about the Superman movie,
yeah.
I don't think this is a spoiler because it seems to be pretty obvious. is that apparently in it he's not the first superhero.
No.
Which is
There's the Justice Gang.
yeah, but and also
others.
others. But I mean that is true of most modern DC universes. Like he's an early modern age superhero, but there's a previous generation before him, like the Justice Society.
I mean, you don't want to be the first, do you?
no,
Either.
no, exactly.
You know, you want
have to
come in.
keep having to explain the costume.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Man of Steel was first, wasn't he? Sort of, I guess. Wonder Woman, maybe.
But then it was revealed that he wasn't.
Wonder Woman 84 and others.
Yeah, and also that Batman had been fighting crime in Gotham for 20 years.
Being a bad dude.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Just nobody mentioned it in Man of Steel.
And Martian Manhunter worked for the government.
That's correct. Yeah. And he was Superman's mum.
He was Superman's mum for a minute, yeah. All right, trailers ahoy.
Honk.
Just the one this week, Mason. It's the final trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps.
That's right.
A lot of things going on here. The song, of course. The Thing doesn't want to say it's clobbering time.
That's correct.
And he has a beard.
He has a beard. That's
How's
right.
he doing that?
Rock beard.
Rock beard, but yeah.
Probably beard or beard.
Do you reckon he went to another dimension, he got stuck there for a while, and then he came back and he had rock beard? Because of time displacement?
Maybe, or I reckon there might be like some sort of subplot in the movie where, like, you know, Reed and Sue, they're off doing science stuff, and he's like, I can't do anything, I just punch.
I can't do anything.
I'm just going to be sad, and I'm going to sit in my apartment and grow a beard in my tracky decks.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe that.
Isn't often Future Thing, not often, but the Future Thing has had the beard. That's where it comes
like
from.
when he's, you know, when we go to a Marvel future where he's been around for 500 years, he's got the rock beard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't been chiseling at all.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I mean, I think of the trailers, this is probably my favorite. It's also got this version of the Silver Surfer.
That visual effect is looking very good.
Very good, yeah. More Galactus. Apparently, there's a lot of practical stuff in this. Like they use a guy in a suit for Galactus for a lot of it.
Practice.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they'll end up in the MCU at the end, because we saw at the end of Thunderbolts, their rocket came in from another dimension.
That's true.
Spoiler alert for the Thunderbolts.
It could have been the Beatles rocket ship.
Could have been the Beatles rocket
They're
ship.
the Fab Four, aren't they?
Yeah.
There are four on it.
We're the
Name another-
Beatles. We're in the MCU.
That's exactly
Where's
right.
Doctor Strange?
Is that what they
Psychedelic, etc.
Is that what they'd be curious about?
Yeah, where is he? We want to look at time gems or whatever. Okay. Have some Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. They're
Eat
on
some
there.
Doctor Strange magic.
They're on there.
Yes, right. A
psychedelic
psychedelic journey. I'm John Lennon. I'm not shot yet.
That's right. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's going to happen.
I hope Robert Downey Jr. doesn't shoot me.
Everything's too woke nowadays. That's present day John Lennon, as we know.
Great stuff, Mason. So that, of course, is coming 2 weeks after Fantastic Four.
But then the ship opens and it's actually the monkeys. They killed the Beatles.
Hey, we're the monkeys. We killed the Beatles.
Exactly. People say we monkey around, but actually we killed the Beatles.
So we got them. They thought we were monkeying around. But they were loaded guns. Where are the monkeys from?
I don't know. I think they're American.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever, it's fine.
It's fine?
It's fine for us to do this, I think. It's not illegal.
No, it's certainly not illegal.
I took them to Davy Jones' locker.
What?
Which is, I buried them in my basement. Because Davy Jones was in the Monkeys.
He was he?
Yeah. But
Cool,
that's
man.
a metaphor for the bottom of the sea.
Wow, was that his real name?
I don't know.
Because they were manufactured, whatever. They used to mime and not really play their instruments. Wasn't
Something
that
like
the
that,
whole
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
I just saw that in The Simpsons. I don't know whether that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
And Marge died or something. And if you saw that, who
What?
cares? Well, in the future, there's a future.
Well, she's going to die in the future.
Exactly, we're all going to die in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
God.
There's been no establishing law that she's somehow immortal. Unlike the X-Files.
Yeah.
Scully.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Scully's immortal?
Yeah.
Great.
She got experimented on
That's cool.
by the aliens. But in the episode Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, where Clyde Bruckman can see how everybody dies, he says to her, you don't.
That sucks. Mason, it's deadline time.
Oh, okay, good.
The Social Network 2 is happening. It's sort of it's a sequel of it of sorts. So Aaron Sorkin.
Social media too. Yeah, they ruined everything.
Yeah, it's bad.
They ruined everyone's brains and everything.
You listening to this or reading this,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
That's right.
You know it. You're not the same, are you, as you used to be?
No, you can't look away from your phone, but there's nothing good on it, is
You're having
there?
the worst time of your life.
That's right. It's giving you psychic damage.
Yeah.
Every second you're awake.
Hey, here's someone just being run over by a car. We just served you a video of a guy
put it
just
in
being
there.
run over by a car.
Do you want to see more or less than this? Click the button, but it won't make a difference because there's so much of this. and we don't actually know what we're showing to you. So.
I told you how I got people being spontaneously lit on fire for a while.
Yeah.
But I got caught in that algorithm, but I never knew it was coming.
Absolutely,
because it would just happen. Like I wasn't searching it out.
Yeah.
Like if someone would be in the barber shop, and then the fucking room would like ignite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did I didn't ask for that. Like I didn't even know it was going to happen.
You lingered on something involving fire or something.
I did, yeah.
And then when you lingered, it's like, well, this is the only thing this person is interested in. So
it stopped happening, but now that I've mentioned it, it's going to come around again.
Absolutely, yeah, because you've said fire around your phone, and it knows.
So Aaron Sorkin is set to write and direct. He, of course, wrote the original one. It's not a straight sequel, but rather a follow-up to the original movie. And David Fincher, he's not directing this time, which that sucks.
Sure.
That's an incredible movie. And I think it paints a very generous picture of Mark Zuckerberg as a competent human being, where in real life...
He knows karate.
Yeah, he knows karate.
Because he knows that people are going to try and kill him in the future.
Well, he should. He should know that. Not me.
Me neither. Just to be clear. Because we know you're listening, phones. We're not going to kill him.
Now, apparently...
I'm just saying never step out of your bunker in the future.
Agreed.
When the climate collapses.
Yeah.
You're probably going to want to stay in your bunker.
Yeah.
And breathe recycled air and eat food out of a can. Because if you ever step out of that bunker, you and Bezos and all those guys, if you ever step out of that bunker, there's going to be a ring of disgruntled Amazon employees surrounding you with sniper rifles. And you're gonna
not us though.
No, not us. I've never worked for Amazon. I just love its wonderful products and services and its next day delivery.
We think Facebook sucks.
Yeah.
But Amazon, wow. It explores the story behind the Wall Street Journal's The Facebook Files by Jeff Horowitz, an explosive series of articles published in October 2021 that exposes the inner workings of and multiple harms caused by the world's largest social network.
Name one harm.
People like looking at it like teenagers and then getting body dysmorphia. People storming the Capitol on January 6th.
Seeing lots of videos of being stuff set on fire.
Things are too woke. How about that one?
Yeah. Being sad because you see a photo of someone, it's their birthday and they're 142 years old and they made their own cake, but nobody showed up to their birthday.
That's so sad.
It is sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I see that every day. I don't even think those people could be that old, but there they are.
They are. They're
I
on
see
Facebook.
10 a day.
Sources stress that the new film isn't a January 6 movie and will focus not on the 2020 election, caught in a loop then, but also Facebook's effects on teens. Here we go.
The 2020 election hasn't happened yet. That won't happen for like...
Or ever.
100,000
It probably
years.
won't happen at
Probably
all.
won't happen, honestly. No.
But also Facebook's effects on teens, preteens, violence in countries outside of the US. No word on who will return. I mean, it's obviously speculated that Jesse Eisenberg will be back.
Yep.
I'd like to see him get like buff and...
do karate.
Yeah.
Well, he knows karate from the movie The Art of Self-Defense.
That is true. Mm-hmm. I would also love to... They probably won't get to it, but a third movie where he's tried to reinvent himself as a cool and normal guy.
Yeah,
he's grown his hair out and he's wearing like puka shell necklaces and being like, I love bow hunting.
And then you're like, oh, you're also wearing $1 million watch.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of $1 million watches.
God, he's the worst.
Did Jesse Eisenberg win an Oscar for his last movie?
As in The Social Network, or just like...
No, for freaking the one Real Pain. Yeah, he won. Oh no, yeah, he won a BAFTA
Like
award for Best Original Screenplay. He won an Academy Award for nomination for Best
and Kieran Culkin won.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's great.
That is great.
I would love Jesse Eisenberg to return. I mean, probably wouldn't get who else was in that movie? Like Armie Hammer, probably not.
Probably not in it.
Also, they're not really relevant to the story. Whoever
Dakota Johnson?
Yeah, maybe. Probably not. Like probably not. Like the Napster guy, like he wouldn't be relevant anymore.
I mean,
Whether
Justin
Andrew
Timberlake
Garfield
is.
played. Oh yeah, he's very relevant. He's doing that world tour.
That's right.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this. I would rather David Fincher direct it. Also, he might be doing Mindhunter stuff again, which is good. There might be some Mindhunter movies, which I would love. Final bit of news.
Yes. Well, did Zuckerberg? I was going to say, did Zuckerberg ever do any legal action about Facebook?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you think he would now?
Oh, you mean like the movie you're talking about?
Yeah. Like in terms of how he's portrayed.
I think that paints him in a pretty favourable light.
I was going to say, so
like,
maybe, like, I guess my question here is like, is this going to go in hard on Mark Zuckerberg and the destruction that social media has wrought on people's brains and lives in the real world?
If it did
or do you think they're going to be like, well, he might sue us, so we better, we'll just say we don't know how it happened.
We don't know how it happened.
We don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that movie painted him as like less of a loser than he actually is.
Right.
I know he is like a big loser in that, but just the idea that like, I think his business acumen is maybe like the fact that he's been pushing the metaverse for so long. And it's like, dude, Nobody wants this. Anyway, Mason.
Yeah. The metaverse died as soon as AI became the new thing.
Yeah, but
the new thing to funnel venture capital money into.
Yeah, you're not
That's
wrong.
real cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Puck, Mason, they're saying that Michael Bay is returning to Transformers.
What is Puck?
It's a website.
Interesting. Puck.com?
Yep, probably. It said Bay approached the studio last year to come back as a hands-on producer and possibly director. And he's got writer Jordan...
PUCK?
What's that?
PUCK.com?
Yes. Got writer Jordan Van Dina working on a script.
Okay.
Not that that matters.
Okay, Puck. Puck.com, built to lead. At Puck, we help you find innovative liquid transfer solutions.
Yeah, you know that?
Yeah, Puck Equipment helps you move liquid. At Puck, we manufacture and sell liquid transfer equipment, hose and couplings to help you move water, slurry, oil, fuel, and other liquids safely and efficiently. So you're saying they've got the scoop here on Skibbity Toilet. That's how they've gotten this. It's come through the toilet, hasn't it?
It probably has, yeah.
That's right. What began with quality-built manure pumps and hose carts for liquid manure dragline application operations has led to innovative equipment and technologies such as our leading-edge light-speed control systems.
Oh, it's Puck News, sorry.
Oh.
Is that better?
No, I'm not interested now. I get all my news from Puck.com.
No, okay. It's Puck.news.
I don't know.
No?
No.
All right, man. Sorry.
No.
It's apparently this one is one of 5 or so Transformers projects in development that David Ellison and Skydance will inherit if and when the Paramount sale closes. Okay. Josh Cooley, who made last year's animated Transformers 1, just closed a deal to pursue a live action take. And also there is a possible G.I. Joe / Transformers crossover in development, and the studio has 2 separate ideas at early stages. I understand why that would go to Michael Bay, because they're the ones that all made $1 billion, most of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's been diminishing returns, and people have stopped watching this.
But the reason
Yes.
they are diminishing returns now is not because Michael Bay left. It's because we saw too many Michael Bay Transformers movies, and we realized they're never going to get any better.
Yeah.
And then when they started actually getting any better, people were sick of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see this week the new creative team on the Transformers comic?
Who they
for
got?
IDW, they got Robert Kirkman and they got Dan Mora.
What has he worked on?
Dan Mora he does a lot of Batman, Superman art.
Okay.
You'd be like, whoa.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
But Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead guy.
Yeah, that's great.
He does, freaking Void Drivers.
Wait, who's currently... Yeah, I was going to say, because... Yeah.
But he's right. He's going to write the main
line, the main thing.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
But this is some classic Teen Titans art from Dan
that's
Mora.
good stuff.
He's
I
good,
love
right?
that.
Yeah.
God, Teen Titans great.
Dan Mora feels like he feels like he's the new DC style guide guy.
Right, okay. So,
like there's a Justice League.
oh, that's good stuff.
Right?
I love that Superman costume.
Yeah. Like he's got a real crisp look.
A real Chris Pratt?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, Mason. If you say so.
Yeah. Anyway, but hang on, I'll see if I can find you a Dan Mora Optimus Prime. You'll be like, whoa.
Do you think I like this one?
Yeah. Look at his freaking Optimus Prime.
That's a really good Optimus
Right?
Prime. God, he's good. So is that from the new one?
This is promo art for the new one.
I mean, there's so many comics they could draw on. That's not just like, I don't know, 6 Autobots standing in the desert being like, we think Megatron's coming or whatever.
yeah.
But they probably won't. They'll probably do something bad. I think they're so they're looking at Michael Bay as like, maybe this will revitalize and people will be excited.
Yeah.
And look, maybe he will have some stellar idea, but I also think he took a lot of really interesting Transformers concepts and used that to like promote the film. Or like to get people into cinemas, like Dinobots or whatever.
Or Devastator,
Galvatron,
combiner
whatever.
robots. Yeah.
And now it's like, well, I don't know. What else do you have? Yeah.
It'll also be interesting if he is directing another one of these to see how his sensibilities have changed or how the Michael Bay Transformers attitude to the world in general is going to come up against the present day. I don't know, it wasn't even that long ago, but do you remember when he...
2017 was the last one he did. Yeah, the last one he did.
Yeah. Like, is he going to do... Is he going to put in a Michaela Baines? Is he going to do a sexy... Remember the Sexy Office? Remember he did Sexy Office and everybody was like, these women are too sexy.
That's the thing, right? Because at this point you could bring back...
Mark Wahlberg.
You shouldn't. But Mark Wahlberg, Shia LaBeouf, like Megan Fox. Who, look, actually that one would be all right. But... So, like, it's like a retro thing now where that could get people, that could be the thinking behind it. And look, to be fair, we would
They could also bring back some Transformers.
Sure.
Have them actually transform.
We would have a hell of a time if he made another one. Like, I don't personally want this. I'd rather a good Transformers movie. But I'd love a really bad one. a really weird and bad one again.
How about one where nobody transforms at all for 3 hours?
Mason, I would love that.
Yeah.
So the last movie he did was that's coming out this year. It's called We Are Stora.
Okay.
Which is a group of parkour free running athletes. It's a documentary, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
And before that, he did Ambulance.
I quite like Ambulance.
Yeah, a lot of drone shit.
Yep.
And before that was Six Underground, an unwatchable movie.
Yeah, that one was bad.
I didn't mind Ambulance either. That was more kind of like his earlier stuff. But maybe he's looking to come back and make $1 billion if this works.
Yeah.
I don't know. We like The Island, don't we?
Nope.
We don't like it, everyone.
That's
we liked
correct.
Pearl Harbor.
No.
No. We liked Armageddon.
Again, no.
We liked The Rock.
Yes.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
But again, we watched that when we liked everything.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think that movie's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think please don't. But
Who are you talking to there?
the people at Paramount.
Okay, sure.
But also maybe because it'll be funny.
Okay, now you've presented your plea there to the people of Paramount.
Yeah.
Are you presenting that with just a staggering amount of money?
Actually, I
if you're
don't have a staggering amount.
So
of
then
money.
they're going to ignore you.
Should have sold all those dick pills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I could have given it to them to not.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it too late?
Yeah. That would have been like, oh, we got a proposal from the dick pill king of Australia. He says, don't make this movie. And he's got that dick pill money.
You know it, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move it along?
Let's move it along.
F1 is speeding its way into cinemas.
Zoom.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
We get to do car noises.
Well, I mean, you can do them any time. You don't. Tick, 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 tick. Is that the tachometer? Is that the bomb in the car? Is that the indicator?
Yes.
Are you indicating that I need to tell where the budget is?
Maybe. I'm indicating safely, though. That's important.
It is important.
And I'm not something they really stress in the movie, but it is important.
I don't think they have them at all.
Wow. That's dangerous.
I agree. Race cars is dangerous.
But anyway, that's a car noise anyone can do.
Mm-hmm. So on a budget of $200 million.
Go on.
This is one of those Apple original movies.
It seems like a fake number.
Yeah, it does.
It's too symmetrical.
Flat and even?
Too flat and even.
Yeah. You might be right there.
Mm.
So in terms of box office, though, in the US, it's going to bring in between $80 to $85 million. I think this is Brad Pitt's biggest opening.
Oh.
I assume. And it's going to be...
Except, is there a movie where he shows his bum?
Yeah,
Thelma and
12
Louise?
Monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
And Thelma and Louise,
Does
yeah.
he? Yeah, okay, right.
Probably.
Well, that's his other biggest open.
Sure.
Is his bum.
And it's going to be about 140 million worldwide. Dads the world over are loving Brad Pitt's
Wow. This is a real
redemption
win.
arc.
This is a real win for Warner Brothers Pictures and Apple Studios and Jerry Bruckheimer Films and Plan B Entertainment and Monolith Pictures and Dawn Apollo Films, which are all the production logos that appear at the front of this. In the front of this product.
Yes,
this promotional product.
Oh my God.
Because to be clear, this is like
Days of Thunder
and Gran Turismo.
Yes.
This is a rounding error that is a movie. Is it good? But it's a rounding error that is a promotional tool for the concept of Formula One. This isn't about racing, although it is about racing.
A lot of it is about racing.
It's specifically branded as Formula One trademark.
Yeah, that's right. They're bringing in real drivers.
Entirely separate to whether this is a good movie. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's not. Again, this hasn't been made for the love of the game.
No,
this has been made because it's an ad.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And they had the cameras from Top Gun. So F1 is apparently Apple's biggest entertainment bet, one of Apple's biggest entertainment bets since it's leaving to Hollywood in 2019. But of course, a lot of their products haven't succeeded.
Kills of the Flower Moon didn't do well.
That's right, yeah.
It was good though.
But
good movie.
But they believe that they only want to make things that reflect their high-end aspirational qualities of the iPhone and MacBook. There's little chance, in other words, that Apple would make a critically reviled blockbuster like a Minecraft movie.
Ooh,
I mean, they did make that John Krasinski's a librarian Indiana Jones.
Hey, we haven't seen that yet.
It might be really
Everybody
good.
says it's bad, but we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, basically, they're looking to replicate the success of Top Gun Maverick here.
Absolutely. And to the extent they've gotten Joseph Kosinski, who
That's
directed
right,
that.
yeah. And Brad Pitt's PR is in full swing. He's had a very tasteful facelift. And
Has he?
And he's running about town and he's going on Dak Shepard and being like, I'm sober now and I quit smoking and
I apologize for a lot of things I'm not going to talk
yeah,
about.
I couldn't possibly say, but I'm a better man and I'm working on myself and whatever. So well done. I guess. I mean,
case closed. Case closed as far as I'm concerned.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about anything. Don't look into anything. Don't click the link. If you're looking at the F1 Wikipedia page as I am, just don't click his name and case closed.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, to briefly touch on this, and I know people are going to be like, separate art from the artist or whatever, or there's no proof, etc. There's pretty substantial proof that he inflicted some serious psychological and physical damage on his family. And I hope he is better and that bridges are amended and all of those things. But it just seems weird the way that this press tour is operating and nobody's fucking talking about it.
Well, I mean,
people are talking about it, but
you can't talk to him about it because then his agent would revoke your press access, so you can never do that. What I would note is that I don't know if you saw any photos from I don't know which particular premiere this was, but Tom Cruise showed up.
Oh yeah,
and he was basically just big dogging him the whole time, just like getting in every photo and giving him a big handshake,
handshake,
and being just like, and essentially being like, yeah, I could have been in this. I was busy.
Well, yeah, he was. It was going to be a Tom Cruise thing.
I mean, it's a Days of Thunder sequel.
It's Days of Thunder. It's also Top Gun with cars.
Yeah, that's right.
But not as good. We'll talk about it. What do you think the story was?
Okay, so Cole Trickle's there.
Yeah.
He's back. Cole Trickle is back.
Yeah, he's back from the 80s.
Because he was in a big stock car. He was the stock car guy. He was the NASCAR, the king of the NASCAR.
We recently did a movie commentary
That's
on
right.
that.
And then Cole Trickle was in an accident. It was a big accident.
Is he okay?
No, it sucked for him.
How many years did he suck?
20 years? I don't know, maybe.
Probably more.
Probably 30 years. But then he's back and he's been racing in all like Daytona circuits and all the lower end stuff. He's been kept pretty fit.
Does he live in a van, but all his clothes are exceptional?
He does live in a van. His clothes are exceptional. His watches cost tens of thousands of dollars. Let me tell you that much. But I guess you win a watch when you win a Daytona or whatever.
Sure. But nobody knows who he is, sort of. Even though he's famously been winning any race that he's ever done.
Nobody knows who he is or what happened to him, even though he was in a race with like Ayrton Senna and all the famous guys.
And he fell on the track.
And he fell on the track, yes.
And everybody
exploded.
saw it.
And everybody saw it. But everybody's forgotten that, so don't worry about it. But remember it, because it's his arc. So anyway, Cole Trickle, he's won a couple of races, like minor league races, and now his friend Javier Bardem, who presumably had an analog in Days of Thunder. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, Robert Duvall.
It was Robert Duvall.
He's playing the Robert Duvall character.
He's playing the Robert Duvall character.
No, he would be the Michael Rooker character, I guess.
Michael Rooker, yeah.
Yeah. Or the Carrie Elvis.
And he would, because he's still got that incredible hair.
I agree.
Because Michael Rooker would never have lost his hair.
He would have
transformed into Javier Bardem.
Yes, that's what's
Anyway,
happened,
he's back, and he's like, I've got this racing team called Apex.
Yeah.
Apex
Legends.
GP. Apex Legends.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a bloody A-sex legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Keep dreaming.
A-sex. Come on.
If you just buy the dick pills.
Yes, I could. Then he's like, oh, I've got this racing team and we've never won. We've poured like $900 million into this or whatever, and we've never won a single point or anything. Which apparently, if you're 10th place, you get a point.
Okay.
So we've never
got 1 point.
We've got one guy and 1 point. We need a new guy.
We need a bloke on the board, mate.
Well, let's get a 61-year-old man in.
Yeah.
Can you do it? And he's like...
Well, they don't explicitly say he's 61.
No, but Brad Pitt is 61.
Yeah, but they're like, some races are old. This guy was 56 and whatever, and you're whatever age. You've had a very tasteful facelift.
That's right.
And you didn't do anything shady, so welcome back.
Anyway, and he's like, I won't do it. But then he's like, I will do it.
Yeah, actually...
I'll show up slinging a Tom Cruise bag over my shoulder and coming in very Tom Cruise style on the racetrack.
I'll literally do it because why wouldn't I? I'll do any race.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't I do this one in particular?
That's right.
I guess I did fall out of the car that time.
Yeah. Anyway, he feels the need for speed.
He certainly does, Mason.
I hope he doesn't meet a good-looking woman who's going to teach him how to be a better race driver or whatever.
Or he teaches her how to be better at her job.
Which is designing race cars. Yeah.
That's right. I understand why people like this. It's pretty feel good. It's pretty stock in terms of story.
Well, stock like a car.
Yeah, I'm not a huge race car movie person. I mean, I liked Rush. Mm-hmm. I liked Ford versus Ferrari. I thought the relationship was interesting in that. I liked Cars 3. What if the car had depression?
Yeah. You like Peter Brock?
No.
And his past?
No, he's a crook bloke.
Do you like his box of crystals in his car?
That I do like.
That
his box of healing crystals that fixed his car or whatever.
Yeah, his car's molecules, yes.
I could not get into this.
That's interesting.
It felt really and I know it's the same movie as Top Gun Maverick.
It absolutely is, yes.
But there was something about that.
It's about passing the torch, but actually you don't pass the torch
at all.
It's the same.
It's about maybe you made a mistake. Just kidding, you didn't.
Was Tom Cruise not in this just because he was filming a Mission Impossible movie?
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's just.
And they are doing Days of Thunder too.
But they can't because it's the same.
They are doing
They have to do
we'll talk
a different
about the
plot because Top Gun Top Gun Maverick is to Top Gun as this movie is to Days of Thunder.
Yeah,
It's the
absolutely.
same-
Well, it's interesting because Top Gun and Days of Thunder, it's the same creative team, but it's just got Tom Cruise in both.
Yeah.
And this is the same creative team, except they've just switched the lead out.
Yes.
So I think that just like 30, 40 years later, I think that's really interesting
Yeah.
that we've come around to this.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
I was pretty thoroughly entertained, I think.
okay.
But again, you're absolutely right. It's not reinventing the wheel, as it were.
Yeah.
Even though bloody Kerry Condon's
Also,
reinventing the bloody side things.
I didn't
She's
hate
building
it.
a death race car.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Like, honestly, like I just didn't. It never gripped me. Like it never.
like a tire.
Like a tire, exactly. There's a lot of car metaphors.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
accident, I think. Yeah, and I think it was that like I don't care.
I'm picking up on your transmission.
You are. I don't care if like the lead guy Cole Trickle wins. He's kind of smug and right by default, just like the whole time, and he's just like.
Would you say Brad Pitt is phoning it in?
It does feel a bit like that, but also like.
Do you think that's his face though?
No, maybe because there is a skill to looking incredibly cool and like and handling things like he does like he's very charismatic and he presents really well like so I wouldn't like he does that really well like I like
standing around
I liked his his Cliff Booth and whatever like you know what I mean like he's got that kind of old school Hollywood presence but I think it was more on the character and maybe it was some like real life stuff that kind of bled into this but I just don't think like he was never wrong at any point. He was telling everybody what their job was. Like
even though he's been out of it for years.
Yeah,
and like the technology and the strategy of this F1 stuff, you would think would be so far beyond him at this point that he wouldn't know what's going on.
But Damson Idris, like he's using technology to get better at racing.
He's on the treadmill with the monitors and
VR goggles and whatever.
Right,
he's wearing an Apple headset and whatever. Yeah. Whereas he's running the track, you know. He's doing
like a real man.
Yeah, he's doing neck chin ups or whatever. Whatever.
Look,
doing.
I liked their
their rivalry's good. Yeah.
So Damson Idris, who's
probably the new Black Panther.
Ooh, he might be.
Rumor. Yeah.
He's in Outside the Wire, which is that Netflix movie about Anthony Mackie's a robot.
Oh, that one.
That one. Yeah, he's the other guy.
Is that good?
No, not really. What else is he in? He's in other stuff. He's in Smithereens. He's in that Black Mirror episode. We talked about this.
Which one, Smithereens?
He is the intern from the social media company, and Andrew Scott is an Uber driver and he holds him hostage. It's that one.
Okay.
Also, last week you said the kid from 28 Years Later was the kid from Adolescence. That is not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Well, people are going to tell me about it in emails, I assume.
That's correct, yes.
That's great. Well, they look the same. I don't know.
He was also in Casualty, but everybody's in Casualty. We've been in a few episodes of Casualty.
We have, yeah. That was good. That was a good fun day, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think also when Maverick came back, I believed the story of his life in between.
Right.
Whereas this is like, again, he didn't seem like a burnout living in his van. He got all these beautiful vintage and modern clothing and like cool sunglasses and like I get they're going for that Paul Newman, Le Mans kind of Steve McQueen, whatever kind of thing. I understand that, but it didn't gel for me. Like who this person.
I think
is.
I like this more than you did, but I mean at the same time, I'm not like.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough, Mason.
Okay, well then, supporting cast.
Yep.
I love Kerry Condon in anything.
She's great,
but she plays the required love interest. And at least she's age appropriate to some degree within 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And
she looks like a real person.
She does look
which
like
I know
a real
is
person.
a bizarre thing to say.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah.
Yeah, but so she plays the world's first female technical lead of a Formula One team. So she's the one that looks at all the airflow and says, we should put a different side bit on here.
And he's like, have you ever considered testing airflow if you turn the car? And she's like, I didn't think of that. I'm a moron. Yeah, I don't know how to do my job.
Yeah, I thought, don't you just get in the car and just drive in a straight line for hours? Isn't that just what happens? I shut my eyes as soon as the race starts.
See, that I had a problem with because Brad Pitt would come in and be like, even though this is your job, this is how you should do it.
Right.
And same with Damson Idris. It's like, well, I just race like this. There's a moment where like there's a crash and it's like, oh, Brad Pitt, you're responsible for this. But he isn't.
Yeah.
Like he made the right decision and his teammate made the wrong call. And it's kind of like, what's the arc here? That he's just really good at everything and everyone should listen to him?
Yes, because it's the Maverick script. That's why.
Because I'm an old guy and I was good at something when I was young and now I'm back and
That's right.
reliving my glory days.
They've forgotten. They've forgotten the keys to drive fast and correctly.
Or incorrectly.
Sometimes
And it was just a lot of like, what kind of tyres you got? You should change your tyres. You can't change your tyres yet. Now's the time to change your tyres. You can't change your tyres. That guy ahead of you, he's changed his tyres.
Well, now it's time to change my tyres. For different tyres.
That's giving you an advantage. You've won now because you changed your tyres by accident or at the right time.
Cole, you've got to come in and put on good tyres. How about this? You put on the bad tyres. We shouldn't do that. Well, do it. Oh, he's won on the bad tyres.
His car didn't explode.
That's right.
Except when it does. But that's good when that happens.
That's right.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
So it's all the technology used in Top Gun Maverick, strapping cameras to fast things. They filmed this in real Grand Prix around the world.
Yeah,
it's very evident that it's real locations for a lot of it.
And boy, if you like seeing guys and being like, I recognize that guy from the Formula One. That's Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Or in my case, from watch ads.
Yes.
That's Lewis Hamilton.
From watch ads.
From the IWC watch company.
From the reviews we got, I think like people were mostly positive, pretty much exclusively.
How accurate do you think this is to real
Well, that's
Formula
what I was going to say. I think it does. I don't know anything about Formula One, but I think it does straddle the line between...
No, don't be modest.
Yeah, I know a lot about Formula One.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it, but it does for a person who knows nothing about it, like me and you, it gives you enough information to follow. But I think there is enough of those little details to be like, oh, that's a very specific Formula One rule or tyre, which, it's unlikely that this would happen. But, it's within the boundaries of Formula One, I guess, you know? Yeah.
He's got a lot of demolition derby kind of
techniques.
Yeah, he's always knocking a wing off
and then
his car or somebody else's car.
Everyone has to slow down.
Yeah, sneaky.
God, Brad Pitt.
He's a sneaky little imp.
He certainly is, Mason. Yeah, I like Javier Bardem. Tobias Menzies is good as the villainous
so he's
board member.
He's in a Black Mirror as well, I think. And he's in the Waldo episode.
Oh, he's the Waldo politician guy.
Yeah, no, he's the opposition.
Yeah, the opposition. That's me. Yeah.
He's suitably mean. What else is he in? He's in a bunch of stuff. But
I feel like he's in Outlander, maybe.
He is in Outlander. Yeah, no, he plays one of the investors in the team who has ulterior motives. So he's the villain, but like not really.
Yeah,
he's in it sometimes.
Sometimes he's there.
There's no real villain in this.
No, well, it's like
he's like the dean who's going to get a bunch of Gatorade dumped on him at the end or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, it's a similar thing to...
he's Tully in Game of Thrones.
There you go. Oh, yeah, he is too, but he's barely a character. But he's also... It's that thing of like in Days of Thunder.
Oh, he's Prince Philip. It's Prince Philip in The Crown. I haven't seen that.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't think he's bad.
It's Prince Philip. You don't think
I
Prince
think
Philip is bad?
Prince Philip is bad. I don't think Tobias Menzies is bad. I think it's like Days of Thunder. There is a villain. It's Carrie Elwes, and it feels similarly like where it's just kind of tacked on last minute.
Yeah,
it's like and he is introduced early on.
Yes,
but his villainous
nature only comes up at the end. He's like, what if money?
What if money? And there was money. Yeah.
What if you weren't the best racer in the world, and as a result, I would get a lot of money? Well, too bad. I am going to be the best racer in the world.
I'm the best racer in the world.
So you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
Some of your money.
But
you're also very rich.
You're going to be all right, actually.
Yeah, you're going to be fine, I reckon.
Do you want to do some spoilers?
Yes, let's do some spoilers. Look, I was generally
I'm going to say best movie ever.
I'm going to say best movie ever.
Didn't hate it. I would 100% watch Top Gun Maverick over this any day of the week.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever come back to this. But I would watch, Maverick again. So, I guess the biggest spoiler in this is that just Brad Pitt wins.
Yeah, that's true. He does.
The whole thing is kind of similar to Top Gun Maverick. The idea is you're building up your rookie and your team and whatever. And this guy's going to be, you're passing the torch and you're imparting wisdom.
That's right. And at the end, I think the canny move here is that he's like, I'm going to do a move that will let the new guy win.
Yeah.
And then the new
no, he can't win.
That's right.
Because Lewis Hamilton ran into him or something.
That's right. So let's have the new guy let this guy win.
Yeah.
And then he does.
But he doesn't. But then he leaves. He's like, my work here is done, everybody.
That's right.
Do you want to say goodbye? No.
Yeah.
I want to drive off my van. I want to go to Mexico and race dune buggies. And people are like, who are you? I'm not famous, I guess. Don't worry about who I am.
Yeah, I mean, I just won a big race on the television.
I mean, I know Formula One isn't massively successful in the US. at the moment. Like it's up and coming.
Well, that's why they had to make this ad.
Yeah, and due to there's that Netflix show.
It did
and whatever.
make me want to watch some Formula One. I
Yeah.
will say that, but I mean, I don't.
There's that Drive to Survive, or whatever it's called, the thing that.
But I think the main sticking point for me there is the fact that in this movie they're like, then the race is off, and then it cuts, and it's like lap 68.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't want to watch any of that. I just want to watch the start.
Yeah,
and then I want to see the characters develop an emotional arc, and then one of them to win.
Well, that's that Netflix show, apparently.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So there you go, Mason. You're going to get into it.
Oh. Here's the Formula One drivers and personnel that appear in this.
I can't wait.
Alexander Albon.
Wow.
Fernando Alonso. Oliver Bearman.
He's a bear man?
Yeah. Remember him? He's all...
Get him, man. What are you doing?
Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, yeah.
Franco Colapinto.
He's around.
Nick de Vries. Jack Doohan from Australia.
Jack Doohan was there. I remember him.
Pierre Gasly. I recognise that name.
Yes.
Lewis Hamilton.
Alexander Lewis Hamilton.
And et cetera, et cetera. Lando Norris. I recognise that name. Oscar Piastri from Australia.
Oh,
Ever heard of it? And then at the end, there's a guy, I assume he's like a team head or something, and he's like, hey, Cliff Booth.
You're the best.
Do you want to be on my team?
Yeah, I'm from Ferrari or whatever.
Oh, no, he says that to Damson Idris, actually.
Yeah,
he says,
I'm from Ferrari or whatever.
Yeah, I'm from Ferrari or whatever. I'm from...
You can come and have a good time with
I'm from
me.
one of those cars you remember from your childhood. You want to be on my team?
You want to come and kiss me in my team? That's what he said. That's what
I'm from Big Red Fire Truck Racing. You remember Big Red Fire Trucks from your childhood?
Yeah,
you had
man.
one? Well, that's me.
That's right. I'm from Tonka Trucks.
That's right.
I want you to come.
That's right. I'm Tony Tonka from Tonka.
And they're great.
That's right.
That's right. I invented that.
No, you didn't. You think you've Tony the Tiger.
Tell that to him. That's what he's going
I'm going to. I guess I'll tell his lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is the way that Days of Thunder isn't as good as Top Gun. Like this is like that with again.
I think that's horses for courses, James.
Days of Thunder is not as good as Top Gun.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not.
And this isn't as good as Maverick. And that's fine.
No, but I reckon of these two,
yeah.
If you were someone who's more into Formula One, I reckon this would take the lead over Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. Yeah. Fighter jets, though, and that's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not into fighter jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I could be. You just tell me all about them. Maybe I'll find something interesting about it and watch all the Netflix shows about it.
Ever heard of a little thing called the Harrier jump jet?
Yeah, I saw it in the True Lies movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. God. So, yeah, should we... speaking of Mason...
Yes?
Joseph Kosinski on what he'd like to do in a Brad Pitt / Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Said, well, right now, it'd be Cole Trickle, who's Cruise's character in Days of Thunder.
And Brad Pitt's character in this.
Sonny Hayes, there you go.
Yeah.
And they have a past. They were rivals at some point, maybe crossed paths. I heard about an epic go-kart battle on an interview with a vampire that Tom and Brad had. And who wouldn't pay to see those two go head-to-head on a track? Who wouldn't pay for that, Mason?
Yeah, I'd pay for that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be the sequel to this, but apparently there is going to be a Days of Thunder 2. But maybe this maybe that scratches this itch,
yeah.
you know?
Also, is NASCAR going to pay for Days of Thunder 2? Because that's presumably how they got this off the ground.
I saw an ad for Crypto.com. Do you reckon I should get behind that?
I did see an ad for Crypto.com also,
Yeah. Did you like his pure racing moment where everything went racing?
I did like that, yeah.
That's what he was chasing.
He became racing.
Yeah, he did for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to get that on a beach in a dune buggy.
Dude.
He's not going to become the god of driving.
Nah. Well, he's flattening a seal.
And a little thing bouncing up and down on its big oversized tires. I'm the god of driving. I've got pure driving energy. It's not going to happen. It's too late, Brad. You got it. Just quit now.
Brad, you did it already. Also, you're blind, maybe. Remember, they're like, oh, Javier Bardem's like, oh, you're blind.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that?
No, that was his old.
Yeah, he was like, I shouldn't have brought you into this because you had that severe accident where you're completely fucked up.
Yeah, and he was like, had I known about this, I wouldn't have brought you on. How did you not know about it?
Exactly.
Did he not tell you about it?
Dude, he fell out of the car.
He fell out of the car. He got launched out of it like James Bond's car with the ejector seat.
Not an ejector seat. The car just smashed and he fell out of it.
Yeah, he fell out of it.
Yeah, but also like that didn't seem to really affect Brad Pitt at all.
Yeah.
He was still the best.
Yeah, that's true.
And we love him for it. Here's some reviews from people from the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates group.
Oh, yes.
Darren says, I got to see this on Monday. If you're looking for pure escapism, go check this one out. Fun, fast, good soundtrack, great score, good vibes. It's funny, all-round good summer flick. The only issue I had is that I wish the two main leads had a little bit more time together.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did have a good dynamic.
Yeah. Also, Hans Zimmer score some of the time.
Oh, yeah, some of the time.
And then some of it just like pop music or whatever.
Boop, 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 pop.
Exactly. And sometimes just tick, 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 because the
Yeah.
safety first.
And sometimes just complete silence.
Sometimes
while Brad
silence.
Pitt's having a pure racing moment.
Yeah.
Sion says...
He should have gone, pure racing moment.
Racing moment.
You're in a pure racing moment.
Check time extended. You're in a pure racing moment.
They should have gotten whoever the most famous racing commentator of all time to come in and be like, this is a pure racing moment for you, Brad Pitt.
Whoever
it's
that-
me.
I'm like, the guy, the famous NFL guy, but for racing.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Let's get ready to rumble. Or he could have been like, it's me, the SNL announcer. This is a pure racing moment with Darryl Hammond, etc. These are all options.
These
that
are good.
We can all think about.
Sion says, a classic dad movie. I really enjoyed it, though. Being an F1 fan, it definitely got a few smiles from me at times. I went to cameos. It was beautifully shot, too, but a tad long. Best movie ever. Yeah, it's like an hour, 2 hours 35, isn't it? Danny says, I got to watch this for work. I thought it was fine. It was really cliche.
For work?
Yeah.
What do you go professionally watches movies?
Yeah, I think he might be.
Interesting.
It was really cliche and predictable. Far, far, far too long. Very cringe at points. Feels void of any warmth or soul. It's a very long promo for F1, but it's beautifully shot. The racing feels real and exciting and easy to follow for a non-fan like me. The crashes are breathtaking. One of the best things I've seen in IMAX. Don't disagree with that. Cameron says, I can't wait for the sequel F2, F-Men United. Pretty fun dad movie, also predictable. The sound design and soundtrack were awesome to see in IMAX. And Andre says, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I'm not huge into F1, not at all really, but it was very fun. Fast, slick, great sound design and cinematography. The characters were also much more rounded than I was expecting. It reminded me of Top Gun Maverick in many ways, including the story.
I don't say that at all.
Nah, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong what you've said.
Cool. All right, should we move it along?
Let's move it along.
What are we going to talk about?
What we're reading.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what we're going to read.
These are perfect for
That's
us.
right.
These are perfect for us.
These are.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? This is an incredible section of the show.
I think so too.
So we talk about things we've been watching, reading, doing, playing, running around. What have you been doing?
Running around.
Really?
End of segment.
Where you been running though?
No, I haven't been running.
I hope not.
I don't run around. I find it's undignified.
No, it's cool.
Just running around, running for a thing.
Yeah,
You can
hectic.
run.
Flap your arms.
Yeah.
Not like you're flying, but just like you're in a flap, in a panic.
Sounds not cool.
You don't want to do this?
No, because that would be uncool and I'm cool.
Why don't you do it with me? We'll get a sense of it.
We're going to do a flap your arms run club?
Yes, that's
Okay. Is that how you run? Because I've never seen you run.
You've never seen me run.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm an incredible runner.
Because
Did
you
I ever
flap
tell-
your arms.
Yeah, did I ever tell you the time I beat my brother in a running race?
Which brother?
The one you don't like.
Seems implausible.
Did I ever tell you the time?
He's got a much longer stride than you.
Yeah, but I'm fast as shit.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah.
Also, remember the time
But then you fell out of your running and you just fell onto the road.
I did fall out of my shoes, my running shoes. That's why
right.
I fell
It was
onto
on the news.
Was it?
I'm the only one who remembers it.
Dude, why was it on the news?
Because I filmed it on my phone and I sent it to Channel 9
Oh, no.
and Channel 10.
What?
Yeah, that's
they
right.
both played it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like that. I don't
Mal
like-
Walden.
I wish
he
you
was there.
didn't. I wish you didn't.
He announced it.
Did he?
Yeah.
And I beat that kid in the running race.
They put it on the project.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's finished now. But do you remember when I beat that kid in the running race? I've told that story.
Yes, James. Yes.
I'll tell the story about how I beat my brother in a running race.
I guess.
For another time,
Is it,
basically.
is it interesting?
Not really.
Okay, great.
All right, what have you been watching? Is it Ironheart? I
It
know
is. I watched the first 3 episodes of Ironheart.
Does it feel like, because I haven't got to it, but I don't know whether I will,
Yes.
along with other things I haven't watched, including The Punisher and Daredevil Season 3.
Yeah.
Does it feel like they're dumping this? Because that's what it feels like.
Oh, in terms of, because it's 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah, 3 episodes and then whatever they're doing. For the
Not
next
really.
3. No?
No, it just feels like it's 3. They're doing 3
Because
episodes.
there's only 6.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe.
And they filmed this like
A long time
in
ago.
2014
Yeah.
or whatever.
I
So-
thought it was just generally a bit of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, it's a good setup. Here's what I would say. When I watched the first episode, for the first few minutes, I was like, have I clicked the wrong episode by mistake?
Oh my God.
Like, is this episode 2? Because it felt like there was some backstory missing. I guess the assumption is you've watched Black Panther 2, which I'm sure most people have.
Yeah.
But it did feel a little bit kind of...
Was there no recap up top?
No, there wasn't, but it felt a little bit disjointed because it starts out, she is back at MIT.
Yeah.
And then they just do a sort of quick montage. She gets expelled because Riri Williams is
Yeah.
Ironheart. She gets expelled because she's doing other people's work for them in exchange for money, and she's using the money and the resources to rebuild an Ironheart suit.
Because they took it off her at the end of Black Panther.
She's sort of innovating, and then she's like, oh, well, whatever, suckers, because I got my Iron Man suit, my Ironheart suit, and then she flies to Chicago where she's going to live. But then, and I think this is a bit that I enjoyed. Yeah. She's made a mistake in that she's running the suit off the MIT servers, so she gets expelled mid-flight, and they shut her down. She sort of crashes she crashes into Chicago, and it's kind of like she has to drag the suit behind her in a little trolley kind of thing. Like it's sort of this, it's sort of back to basics. I think it's kind of a classic
Iron Man but broke.
Kind of thing. It's kind of like a good setup of like she's back to her hometown. Things have changed. Yeah, she's
Alden Ehrenreich is there.
Alden Ehrenreich is there.
And he's got a history. I won't spoil it, but I read about that.
Yes, that's true. And she's got a backstory, and people, she's sort of the, she's sort of that character of like she left to do big things and now she's back, and people are like, what have you been doing? Well, nothing.
You big shotness? Yeah. Big timeness?
And of course she needs some money to rebuild the suit because that's her goal. She wants to be.
Does Iron Man's suit run off a server, or is it? I don't think it does. Does it? Well, he takes it into space, so I guess not.
No, because he uploaded Jarvis into it.
Yeah.
So that's operates independently, and then he uploaded Kerry Condon into it.
Yes. So because originally when he went into space to the wormhole, it shut down. Remember that?
Yes, it did.
But then in Infinity War when he goes to space, it doesn't. Yeah. So I assuming it's all like independent.
Yeah. But anyway, so she needs some money, so she falls into the wrong crowd. With a kind of they're kind of a Robin Hood crew. The crew is it's the Hood. Yeah. Anthony Ramos, I think, is doing a good job. Yeah. And various kind of no good nicks, but they're kind of like they're pitched.
You're a no good nick.
I know. Come on, mate. But that's good work.
It worked.
They're sort of pitched as a kind of Robin Hood crew. They're kind of like they're stealing from all these oligarchs with a ton of money, and they're kind of blackmailing them and all this sort of stuff. One of them's got kind of a underground electric car freeway situation, that thing where they could have just made a bus.
Yeah, okay.
One of those, and so they blackmail her and etc. But then of course she's getting in over her head, and of course Anthony Ramos is being powered by the devil. So.
Yeah. Actually?
Yeah, in real life. They're like there's a minor supervillain team in the Marvel Universe called the Blood Brothers. And so they're like blood siblings now.
Right, okay.
So there's like and Eric Andre's in the first episode.
Oh, why?
He's like the.
Is he like an MIT guy?
No, he's like he's the tech guy in the crew that she's replacing.
Right, okay.
So but he's in the first episode. I think it's fun.
Is it Mephisto?
What do you mean?
The devil.
Yeah, he's going to be in it later.
Cool.
I'm pretty confident anyway.
This sounds better than this. I was not in a rush to watch this, but I might actually check this out.
I would say as well, and we know this, the suit looks way better.
Yeah, it did not look good in Black Panther.
No, and the suit looks
the slick one.
But it also looks way better than any Iron Man stuff in the last.
Because it's clankety clankety.
Because it's clankety clankety.
Yeah.
It has a bit of an extremist vibe initially, but then she kind of loses that because that's the MIT funded one.
Oh, okay. I like the design of it as well.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool design. And because it's got like extendo arm
Waldos, yeah.
Bits.
Yeah. What else? Oh, also, there's an actor in this. Her name is Lyric Ross, and she plays Riri's best friend, but she was killed some years ago. So you see her in flashback. Yeah. And also other places.
Whoa. She's a robot.
She's the AI on the suit. She's the AI on the suit. That's a spoiler for the show. But whatever. If you were interested, and you're probably going to watch it. And if you're not interested, I think people should give it a go. But basically, Riri is like, well, I need a new AI in this suit because I can't use the Clippy from MIT or whatever. Yeah. And so she decides she's going to build an AI using a scan of her own brain. But because she has such fond memories of her friend, she builds an AI of her friend. I think that's an interesting thing because it's kind of like it's her. The suit is her conscience. Yeah. Which I think is fun.
How is it her friend's conscience, though?
It's not really.
Yeah, it's her memory.
It's her interpretation of memory of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But, yeah.
I think that's...
And as we know, I think that's
a
weird.
Good thing. Yeah, I think that's like weird and like unethical in a way that is interesting.
It's true,
For a show.
Yeah.
But not in real life.
But anyway, pretty good. It also follows, I feel like, the Falcon and Winter Soldier route of like... She's not just machine gunning people or whatever. Yeah. Like, they've kept it kind of to a minimum. I think they probably made a deliberate idea to be like, well, she's not lasering people.
Is Anthony Ramos going to be like, I'm a good guy? He's like, actually, I'll kill civilians and whatever for no reason. Or is he just powered by the devil?
And
at least he's not another Iron Man guy.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what his, like, I don't really know what ultimately his motive is.
Yeah.
But he seems like he's gone into this with somewhat noble intentions, but he's gotten entangled up with the devil. And he's like, well, now, hope the devil doesn't come and get his due, as the devil always does. Hope that doesn't happen. Hope the one guy this doesn't happen to.
Yeah, he probably won't.
Yeah, probably not.
He'll be all right. Okay, cool.
And what else I watch? Oh, The Bear is back also. Season 4 of The Bear is back.
Mason, I'm watching The Bear also. I'm watching Bear the season 3.
Oh!
Because I haven't watched it yet.
What do you think of The Bear season 3? Because it's divisive.
It's good.
I think it's good
I don't know what people are talking about. It's good.
Yeah.
And I've heard season 4 is pretty solid as well, or better than 3, people are saying. But I'm surprised. Like, I was expecting it to be a real dip in quality.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it is.
Did you finish season 3?
I'm 4 in.
Did you get to the episode with, is it Tina, who's the there's an episode where we see her backstory. So Tina is she's the line cook.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, because that's the episode directed by Ayo Edebiri.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we see her backstory. I thought sort of going into it and seeing more of the backgrounds of these characters.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Great. Okay. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. So I know 4 is more of a straightforward, like it moves forward in like the way that season 1 and 2 did. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's more. I think the show lost a lot of viewers and praise when it went from like, hey, because the initial premise is, of course, he's this fine dining guy who's from Chicago. And he comes back and he has to work in this hole in the wall.
I got to work in this hole in the wall.
Exactly, but now
there's a bear in here.
Exactly, and I don't even have any amulets, but then he does.
Yeah.
But then
he cooks one.
But now that it's it's more about they're trying to be a fine dining establishment.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm not interested anymore. Like it's not as grubby. But
I think it's grubby.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that there's a bunch of grubby people trying to run this kind of restaurant.
That's true.
That's what I find.
Yeah.
Also, I'm reading. I bought like a definitive edition of All-Star Superman.
Yes. Grant Morrison. Quietly.
We're probably going to do it for the Comic Book Club. Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Looks good. Hardcover copy.
Copy.
Well, that's what you.
Too big for my shelf.
Did you get a Minotaur?
No, I bought it online. I'm using a telephone.
You called somebody up.
I called someone up and said,
"At Minotaur?
Yeah, bring me the one. Bring me one."
Okay, all right.
It's too big for my shelf, which is annoying, but it's an incredible book. And I also I've forgotten a lot of this. Like I read it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I might try and squeeze in the animated movie.
I will definitely give it a reread.
Yeah.
Before we review it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain episodes you remember.
Yeah, there's definitely
Clark Kent visits Lex Luthor in prison.
Yeah.
There's the Jimmy Olsen issue.
Yeah. That's the one I'm currently on.
The issue where Lois Lane gets
Superman's powers,
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But,
they're good. It's
good,
really
man.
good.
Yeah, it's
and
really
just like watching and like listening to Grant Morrison interviews like about that, and it's fascinating. It's the kind of comic that there's a lot of Superman the new movie in it as well. Like
yes, absolutely.
Fortress of Solitude robots and other things that that are just lifted straight from this.
It's interesting you got the big hardcover edition because I think also now you can get it in compact.
Yeah, you get the little one. Yeah, I thought about it, but I was like, God, what if I got a really big one?
Yeah, no, true. You should get the little one for your son.
I should actually.
You could read them together.
Yeah, I should. That'd be fun.
I got a big hardcover copy.
That'd be fun, right?
Are you still reading the little one? Still reading the little
That's
one?
That's hilarious.
The little comic for little boys?
Tiny little font. I'm also watching The Bear Season 3.
You mentioned that.
Mason, it's time to move it along. Do you have an idea?
I think it's time to dwell on the fact that you're losing your freaking marbles, James.
Dude, I don't lose it. I use it. Now, if you can move it along, that would be great.
Okay, all right. You got me. You got me with a rhyming
I wasn't
tagline.
going anywhere with that, but it came together, didn't it?
I think it was perfect.
Thanks. Let's do that
and
thing.
Nobody's perfect.
Wow.
Because you have dementia.
I do.
Yeah.
Let's play the song.
Okay, it's time for letters.
I watched the Bear season. Oh, sorry.
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
You know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Here's something good for what ails you.
Uh-oh.
It's the letter segment of the podcast where
yes,
we're very much interested in you writing us a letter. You could send one to Nick Mason at weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. And you're keeping it brief, keeping it tight.
That's right.
You're having a good time. Or you can go into
Keep those briefs tight.
That's right.
That's what we always say here.
Yep.
Hashtag keep those briefs tight.
Or just go to go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates group, and there's a thread in there every week.
That's right.
And tell us all your things.
Tell us all your things.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can do it.
Great, Mason. This is from Cameron Sullivan, who says, after watching a movie based on a book, most people will say, have you read the book? It's so much better. However, I want to know if there are any movies that are better than the original book they're based on. For
American
me,
Psycho.
Yeah, well, I wrote that one down.
Yeah.
That for you specifically, because I haven't read the book. For me, it's DiCaprio and Maguire's in The Great Gatsby. I haven't read The Great Gatsby or seen the movie.
I
so
like the movie.
I can't tell
But
you.
I also like the book.
Wow. I don't know if I've read this.
Yes.
Fight Club? I don't know. I feel like I have read it, but I don't remember. I read there was this Fight Club 2 comic, which I read.
There was, that's right. Yeah.
But I think the movie has got a better ending as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we shan't be spoiling it.
No, let's not spoil that movie.
Okay. I remember enjoying Fight Club, the book.
Yeah.
But I'd seen the movie first, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
American Psycho, you said, is a very dull book.
It's very dull by design.
Yeah.
It's just an endless list of him. We've definitely talked about this in the podcast,
Yeah.
but it's like, in the opening sequence of the movie where he's describing his daily routine, and it's very, very complicated. That's basically it every chapter.
And then he murders someone.
And then he meets Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
And then the killings are they're not funny, they're just strange and brutal kind of thing, It was the first book I'd ever seen that was wrapped in plastic. The first paperback book
Interesting.
very rude stuff. Oh, we haven't talked about this, but apparently the movie, the first trailer for Project Hail Mary is coming out soon.
It is.
Have you read that book?
I've read the book.
So my son
it'll be out by the time this goes out.
Without spoiling anything, apparently there's a twist in that book, and some people are saying, who have read the book, are like, well, they're going to use that to advertise the movie. Like that, without saying what it is.
Yeah. I'm not going to.
Would you say, because I haven't read the book, but it's on my,
yeah.
I should buy a copy and read it before that happens.
Would
you recommend that?
Yeah. I would say it's Andy Weir, isn't
Yes.
it? Who did The Martian?
It is, yeah, that's right.
I would say being a teaser,
Yeah.
if it's a teaser, you'll get like a hint at it.
Okay. But when it comes time for the full trailer, is this a twist that they'll
It's
be
pretty
like...
bizarre.
Okay.
So I don't know whether they'd want to sell the movie on it,
But they will.
but they might.
They sold a movie on Red Hulk, didn't they?
There's also a recent sci-fi movie which has like the very similar premise. I won't spoil it here.
okay.
But it seemed, I won't.
Okay, I should probably get it and read it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Here's an email from
Oh, wait,
Al.
I got some other examples.
All right.
I started Blade Runner, the book.
So when you say Blade Runner, you mean Do Androids Dream of Electric
Yes,
Sheep? It's
very
different, isn't it? Yeah.
I find Lord of the Rings, the movies, more palatable. The Hobbit book is way better than the Hobbit movies. I would say Jurassic Park, the movie, is better than the book.
Did you know when they were going to adapt Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep into Blade Runner, one of the titles they considered originally was Dangerous Days?
That's fun.
Which reminds me of Australian radio personality Dangerous
Dave, yeah.
That's right.
How dangerous was he?
So dangerous. He's in prison.
Is he?
For dangerous radioing.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
Did he kill Ugly Phil?
Yeah, he killed Ugly Phil.
Did he kill Spoon Man?
He killed the Spoon Man with a spoon.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dangerous by name, dangerous by
And he killed
Dave's
Reese
show.
Witherspoon.
What?
Which-
With what?
With a knife, dude. That's why you haven't seen her in a while. She's dead.
I hope she's all
She was
right.
killed by... She's not. She was killed by Dangerous Dave.
God bless her. I hope she's okay.
What were we talking about? I've lost the thread entirely.
You had a letter.
Blade Runner. Blade Runner, the movie is better.
And Blade Runner 2049 is even better than that again.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is mostly about artificial animals.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mason, what's your next letter?
Oh, this is from Aaron.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yep. Hey, James and Meso. I'm famously hard to work with. I'm Aaron Eckhart.
Hey.
But also, the Golden Globes are introducing a Best Podcast category, and I have to know what your speech will be when you win. Love your work, Aaron. Here's the real winner, Conan O'Brien. It will be the
Yeah, we're not
announcement.
even engaging in any of this. I would love to win.
Oh, you would?
I'd love
Okay.
to win an award.
Okay, can we bribe the Golden Globes judges?
Probably.
Who are all very easily bribable European press members
And we'd
or
have
something?
to schmooze. How's your schmoozing?
Good.
My schmoozing's not great.
Schmoozing's good if we've got access to free booze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
We
you
could threaten people as
If
well.
you schmooze your booze, that's what
If
they
you
say.
schmooze your booze.
I don't know, man. We're so. I mean, I know this is a joke.
Yes.
And he doesn't really think
No.
we'll win. But we're so far out of the running for this.
Absolutely.
It's like not
well,
even
first of all, I
close.
think they're only including video. You have to have a video podcast, which is against the spirit of podcasting, in my opinion.
Agreed. It's just a video.
Yeah, that's a video. That's a video. What they want to do is it should be the award for best video with celebrities in it.
Yeah, what do you have those videos where like, oh, what's in my fucking bag? Oh, I can't get out of anywhere with this eye cream. Oh, I love this fucking drink. Great, man. That's not a podcast.
No. That was a clip.
I don't think they're calling it a podcast.
That was Dua Lipa, by the way. She's like, I can't go anywhere in this friggin' bag. Oh, look at this eye cream.
I got a picture of Trevor Noah in my wallet. Do they date? I can't remember. Don't they?
I think she is engaged to one of those tall actors, not Harris Dickinson. I bet I can do this.
Okay.
He's tall, and I bet he's been in a World War II thing. Callum Turner.
Really?
I think they're engaged.
They were seen on a date in September of 2022.
I knew it.
This is Trevor Noah and her.
Oh, Trevor Noah. I don't know.
But they were not in a relationship at the time.
Okay, but what about Callum Turner?
I don't know anything about him.
Okay, that's great. That's actually great. I think is he in Masters of the Air?
Callum Turner, I hardly know her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at Callum Turner in my freaking bag.
Get out of my bag. I'm Callum Turner. Oh, yeah, he's from 1929 or whatever.
Yeah, he's in one of those.
1919.
That's right.
He was Fantastic Beasts' brother.
He was, that's true. More charismatic beast.
I'm Fantastic Beasts' brother. He's too weird, he's governor. Mason, what do you got?
Well, I just did one.
What have I got?
I did the one that led to an incredible impression of pop star Dua Lipa.
All right. It's also inspired me to read this next letter from
that's
Steve.
Great. That's great.
If there was one surprise / superhero cameo in Superman, who would you want it to be? He said, I vote for Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus. Alan Tudyk is in it as well. He's a robot.
He is a robot, that's true.
4. What would you want? Batman?
Ooh, I mean Batman ideally, but that's because I just want to be like, I want to see what the new Batman looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't even have to be.
It doesn't have to be the guy.
Actor.
I don't care.
I just want to see. Give me face in shadow. Give me the look of the new Bat suit.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me who's in it yet. They don't even have to do that.
Now that would make a good Dua Lipa
and
song.
also,
face in shadow, Batman suit.
That is what all her songs sound like.
Yes. She went a day with Trevor Noah. Go on.
That's great. What would be a bigger, better cameo? Like maybe I'm trying to think of like maybe a cosmic guy or.
Do you want like a this is the hint of Darkseid or whatever?
No, we've seen that plenty of times.
I mean, they're probably going to do it, but I would like to see Supergirl, like the Supergirl.
Oh, for sure,
costume.
yeah.
That would be fun.
Well, she has to come and collect the dog
at some point. I hope, if that's the way they're going with it. Yeah.
Lobo.
Yeah, well, he's going to be in Supergirl. It'd be good to see. Yeah. I saw there was a criticism of like, there's a lot of characters in this, and James Gunn's like, there's a lot of characters in Oppenheimer, and there were too many.
That's true.
No, I'm not worried about.
But
too many characters
James,
in this.
they are different movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good or bad.
That's
it could be like a lot of movies have different characters.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he suggesting Oppenheimer will be in this?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. I would like to see Superman, in all honesty.
Yeah, me too.
That's my main thing that I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, I'd be like, wow, what like Jim? I really want to see Jimmy Olsen, but he's in this movie.
It'd be cool if it was just like Nightwing's here, just something like that. You know, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, presumably we're at Nightwing at this point. Well, no, maybe not.
No, we would be because Brave and the Bold.
Yeah,
Brave and the Bold is supposed to be Damian Wayne. So we've had all the previous.
Oh, okay,
Robins.
there you go. Great,
so,
good stuff. Mason, what's next?
Oh, here's another email.
All
I'm
right.
Still thinking, oh God, yeah, it's Batman.
Batman. So basic.
Because like, who else in Superman's like world is
Zod?
No.
We see a lot of Zod.
Yeah. I reckon maybe I would like to see maybe some other members of the Authority.
Okay,
Because we've got the Engineer.
Yeah.
And Hawk Girl, who I think is going to be in the Authority in the place of whoever that other Hawk lady is in the Authority.
Hawk lady.
I also think, outside chance, that the person in the Ultraman suit is Apollo, who is the Superman version in the Authority.
There's a lot of rumors.
There is a lot of
and
rumors.
speculation, but I don't read any of them, so
Okay,
I
very
genuinely
good.
have no idea.
Okay, well, there's my outside chance.
Cool. All right.
Here's an email from Turner,
Turner and Hooch.
who says best disease for content.
Oh, okay.
G'day, boys.
G'day, Turner.
Been listening to the pod weekly for a few years now, and it's simply been the best choice I've ever made in my life ever.
Wow.
I learned about you fellas when my old roommate got a gnarly case of vertigo.
Whoa.
And in order to cope, he binged half the Caravan of Garbage catalogue while laying on his back for 3 days. He claimed that two Australian men he didn't know and sometimes didn't understand were the only thing that kept him sane. My question for you is then, what is the best non-life-threatening disease or medical condition to have in order to fully enjoy your content? I got vertigo when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got elevation.
I was like, whoa.
By you too. So go on.
Different. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get it? Did you just because it can just come on?
Just come on.
It's like an in-area thing?
Yeah, some kids just get it. I had it for like a year.
Holy shit.
I was like, whoa. Now I'm
How
fine.
old were you?
Like 7?
Did you have to like
6 or
lie
7.
down when it happened? Or
I ended up on the ground.
yeah. Like you fell as in like, is that what you mean? Or you just slowly like crumpled?
Yeah, I slowly crumpled. I was a crumpler.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff.
Nah, it was
I
easy.
mean, your parents like, get over it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
Get
yeah.
up.
Yeah. If Brad Pitt can do it, you can do it. He was on the ground and he got himself up.
He did, didn't he?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, you want to be laid out. I reckon like conjunctivitis is a good one.
poo in the ice.
No, that's you're thinking pink eye.
That's the same thing.
Conjunctivitis is like it's not poo in the eye.
I think it is.
It's absolutely not.
Let's look it
It's
up.
an eye infection.
Yeah, but how do you
Where
get
like
infected?
you produce more like that sleep stuff. I don't know how you get it. Kissing a dog. I don't know.
Well, conjunctivitis is inflammation or infection of the outer membrane of the eyeball and the inner eyelid. Conjunctivitis or pink eye
What?
is an irritation or inflammation of the conjunctiva, which covers the white part of the eyeball, can be caused by allergies or a bacterial or viral infection.
Okay, fine. They are the same thing, I guess, according to Google AI.
So
or
that's
whatever
what you
looked
want.
at.
You want poop in the eye.
Yeah, it's not poop in the eye. You can just get it from an infection.
That's from the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
They have the best mayo at the supermarket.
Dude, I don't even like mayo.
You should.
Why?
It's good.
It's average.
Wow.
At best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even a
You've
good-
probably been taking the worst mayo off the shelf because you have poo in your eye.
I don't. And it's the best disease to get. What do you think's the best disease
How
to
are you
get?
going to watch Caravan of Garbage with poo in your eyes?
I'm not. I don't have to watch them. I'm fucking in them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been like... God,
Nothing painful.
Yeah.
No, like, headache or nausea.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I've always been like, well, if I broke my leg, I could catch up on every piece of media that I haven't.
Yeah, but you'd have a broken
I'd have a
leg.
broken leg. I don't want a broken
And
leg.
then you got to rehab it. Like,
Yeah,
that's not a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Fear of the dark.
Oh, so you have to have a screen going.
Gotta have
the
a
whole
screen
time.
going.
That's true. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Or poop eye, whatever you said you wanted.
I don't want that.
You said, I'm poop eye the Sailor Man.
I don't want that based on your experience of having it and currently having it, which you say is bad, but worth it, is what you've said. Because you got to put poop in your eye.
That was free too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that, yeah.
What's next? You got any more?
I bet I could. Well, that was my email. But
Okay. Oh, yeah. What am I doing?
I don't know,
From
man.
Daniel who says, what podcast that you've guested on do you think would be most qualified to step in and host if you had to? What would you think you'd be most qualified to step in and host if you had to?
We're stepping in.
Yeah.
Or somebody else's podcast.
I could do Plumbing the Death Star.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Interesting.
But on my own, I guess. Not
Just
on my
you.
own. I need other people.
Just you reading out a thing and
It
then
wouldn't
going,
be as
wow.
good. But, we did some live ones.
Yeah.
And I know those guys. I got a rough idea of the format.
Oh, yeah,
I
nice.
could probably figure it
Yeah.
out. They're good at tangents, though, and like
That's
taking
true.
something.
Look, I haven't been on.
I need the structure.
I haven't been on, but he is wrapping it up, so I reckon I could just do WTF with Mark Maron.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, easily.
You could interview Obama.
Absolutely.
Why'd you do that?
Why'd you do your crimes? Why'd you do them?
Why'd you do all those war
Because you're a
crimes?
bad guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Nick
And to be
Mason.
clear, you're all bad guys.
Yeah.
I'm just...
You're not special.
You're not... exactly.
Bad as anyone.
That's right.
Could you do go on?
And then bam, I pooed my pants.
Why?
Yeah, that's right, because of the coffee or whatever.
Dude, don't do it. Why? Is that what happened on that episode?
No, because he was always advertising this coffee brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do what?
Is?
What was I going to say? What something? Could you do go on?
Could I host it?
Yeah.
Easily.
All right. I mean, you have. That's the idea of do go on. Often you'll go on and you'll do the topic.
Oh, I see. Right. I see what you're saying.
But like you're stepping in, they're all gone, and you can bring someone with you. Bring me.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, we'll do it.
All right.
Okay, great.
We could easily do it. Anything else we could do?
We could do Joe Rogan.
Definitely.
Because it's just a guy who comes in and he's like, did you know they're a hollow earth?
Yeah.
And we can go, yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
actually really interesting.
Do you know the eggs made of the moon's made of dinosaurs? Is it?
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I got one more email, James.
Yeah. Well, I'm
You
ready.
want they've said don't work. This person has said don't say my name. I work for the federal government.
Okay.
So, meaningless detail that takes you out of a movie or show. Hey, fellas, greetings from the United States. I've been a huge fan since 2015. I wanted to ask you what tiny, meaningless detail almost takes you out of a movie or TV show. Recently, for me, in 28 years later, Spike had a Power Rangers Operation Overdrive
Wrong
action
era?
figure. That series came out in 2007, but the infection happened in 2002.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It bothered me throughout the entire movie. I raved about it to my wife and 6-month-old daughter all weekend. I still enjoyed the movie, though. Let me know what you guys think. I guess...
There was a... Captain Marvel did something like that with like a My Little Pony and whatever.
Oh, yeah, right.
It does happen.
I mean, maybe this washed up on a beach.
Yeah.
Because America is still going. In the
That's true,
28 years
exactly,
later.
yeah.
That's we're going to no prize our way out of this.
Wait, was that at the very... That wasn't at the very start, though, was it?
It was in his room at the start, I think.
Oh, at the... In the future, is what you're saying.
Oh, Spike has it. Yeah, so it's in... Not at the very start, not with the
Yeah,
the
not with the little kids at the
the
start,
blonde kids. No, it's in Spike's room before he goes out on his adventure. He
Okay,
decides
yeah.
to leave it behind.
Then, yeah, that could have washed up.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I understand that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like those Garfield telephones.
Garfield telephones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that stuff does. I can't think of an actual example, but yeah, I have experienced that before. But for what, I cannot say. Yeah. You would have thought if you read this out, you would have had an answer. You know,
No.
And often when I bring questions, I know the response. I'm ready with a pithy
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, that's right.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
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 but we're not ready this time.
That's true.
We'll talk about it
Can't
next
win 'em all.
week.
No, we won't.
Speaking of next week,
Yes.
Jurassic World.
Is it? Okay.
Dominion or whatever it is.
The stepping stone to Superman is what I'm calling
That's all
it.
we need.
Is Superman in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Nice.
God, I can't wait, Mason.
Me too. Neither.
Did you wrap up the show?
Maybe. Let me think.
You know what takes me out?
Go on.
Bad photoshops of like people when they're young.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Right. Yeah.
There was one in F1
Mm-hmm.
with Javier Bardem and Brad Pitt, and the Brad Pitt looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But the Javier Bardem doesn't look like it's quite there.
Yeah. And you see Brad
takes
Pitt
me
kind
out.
of live action in the past,
Yeah.
and he's got kind of his
He's got a
Thelma and
wig.
Louise hair wig, going on. Yeah.
And he's sort of de-aged weirdly, and
That's a good one.
So that one I don't. I immediately is like, that's a Photoshop. So I appreciate it when they get actual
Similar
photos.
theme. It's the one where you see somebody plays a videotape or like they play a recording of something that happened in the past, and it's just footage from previously in the movie.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and then even cuts the angles change or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like,
or they'll
come
be
on,
like, look at this, whatever footage of the camera or whatever. Not camera, you know what I mean? Like a
Security
surveillance,
feed.
and it's like,
yeah.
this is just from the movie I'm watching.
And
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it
because I
too.
love the movie, and I love the movie in the movie.
Dude, I love that.
Folks, thank you so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for telling your friends about the podcast, because that is how we get new listeners. Thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast app of choice. If you do so, James will find it regardless of the app. You can do it on Podbean, he'll find it.
That's
and then
right.
he'll read it out on the podcast like he's going to do now.
This is from Luke Bellotta, who says, isn't this what we've always dreamt about, Mark? Can you believe our Indiana Hoosiers football team is so good? If we only knew that all I needed to do was have a son, and then IU would be good. Hope all is well in Iowa. Best, Luke.
So people are just messaging
That's
each other.
5 stars.
Okay, we'll
That's
take
good.
it.
That's
It's
all
fine.
we need. And this is from Josh Sidekick, who says the podcast we need these days. Look, we're kind of screwed the pooch here in America this week. So it's good. Which week? Am I bloody right? So it's happening. But you know.
We'll see you there in a bloody 6 months.
Exactly.
We'll see you we'll see you. We're also collapsing.
Yep. It's good to have to escape from how terrible things might be. James and Mason are hilarious, insightful, and endlessly entertaining. Whether it's movie news, superhero debates, or random tangents, their chemistry makes every episode a joy. Also, the movie about a video game that was recruitment tour for space aliens. They didn't know the title. It was The Last Starfighter. I didn't email or tweet it, but there it is. Good point.
There it
Good
is.
loophole. You did it.
So true and so good.
Good Josh hole.
Folks,
I was
thank you
gonna say
so
Luke
much.
Hole, but his name wasn't Luke. It was Josh.
Okay.
So, you know, whatever.
Josh Hole.
Josh.
If you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
We'll let
or you can
you.
go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group or the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit or Discord for fun civil chats about podcasts and pop culture. Thank you to Fidel and Sarabi and Maisie for moderating those forums.
Great people.
Doing videos for our Clips channel, for doing videos for our TikTok.
Yes.
For making the world go round. If you want to follow some people
They
on
make the
social-
world go round?
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're the linchpin for the universe. Did you not know that?
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, maybe they should show up at the end of Superman.
I think they should.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to follow some people on the socials, follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Raw Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. He'll keep you up to date on all things The Weekly Planet. You can follow me on Twitter at Wikipedia Brown and Instagram, Nick Maso. James is Mr. Sunday Movies. Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck or an amount you will not miss.
won't
Or
even
you go
miss
to
it.
bigsandwich.co for $9 per month. Bonus podcasts, early videos, video game, let's plays, comic book reviews, all sorts of stuff. We're having a good time
We're
over
having a
there.
great time over there.
Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. If you want a t-shirt, you go to tpublic.com.
That's right.
Search for the Weekly Planet or Weekly Planet posters. Next week,
Jurassic something,
World,
King
Jurassic
Time.
Park 7, you were saying?
Dinosaur World.
Terrific stuff.
Come around.
That's
betcha.
terrific stuff.
Are you looking forward to it? I know you're not.
Not really.
Yeah.
I will watch it, and I will enjoy it in the moment, but I will never
Talk about it.
I'll never think about it again, I would imagine, unless it's egregiously bad. It's Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards, yeah.
What do you say?
It's Gareth Edwards.
It's Gareth Edwards.
It's
the
what-
most made-up man in Hollywood.
That's what he calls
now,
himself.
now Gareth Edwards is the creator guy,
Yes,
right?
he is the creator, and
Okay.
also sort of Rogue One.
Okay, I did like the creator.
Yeah, me too, sort of, I think.
I think he works well if he's given a good script, but I mean, this is a Jurassic World movie, so...
I mean, wasn't it David Koepp was doing it? The guy who wrote like the original one, and it's got some stuff like from the original movie, then the book that they didn't put in.
Okay,
and
let me
whatever.
ask you this. Is it being directed by Steven Spielberg?
I don't think it is actually.
That's
he
a
only
shame.
directed the first two.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but maybe you could ask him to come back for it, but it might
true.
be too late.
Mm.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
All right,
I'll do
thanks
it.
everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
We've done it, Mason.
We did it.
We've done it every time.
We'll live forever.
We've never not done it so far.
I mean, except before we started.
Yeah,
But
we
then
weren't
we're
doing
thinking
it then.
about it.
Yeah, but now we've done it and we're doing it.